Good morning, everyone. In the last video, I talked about amplitude modulation. We also derived power relationships in AM. In this video, I am going to explain about suppressed carrier modulation schemes. This is the variation of the AM. We have many suppressed carrier modulation schemes. Amplitude modulation is the process in which amplitude of the carrier is varied in accordance with the amplitude of message signal. Now we will say about the variations of this amplitude modulation known as suppressed carrier modulation schemes. So after completion of this lesson, the student will be able to know about suppressed carrier modulation schemes. In that we will study about double sideband suppressed carrier modulation, DSBSC, and single sideband modulation, SSB. First, we will say about the double sideband suppressed carrier modulation, DSBSC. In the AM system, if the carrier is suppressed and the information is transmitted by both sidebands, then the system is called double sideband suppressed carrier modulation. In the process of generation of AM, when the message signal is added to the carrier signal, we are getting three components, namely carrier, upper sideband, and lower sideband. Carrier does not contain any meaningful information. The meaningful information is available in both the sidebands, upper sideband and lower sideband. And hence, in amplitude modulation, if the carrier is suppressed and the information is transmitted by both the sidebands, then we will get another type of modulation scheme known as double sideband suppressed carrier modulation scheme. The meaning of it is the carrier is suppressed and we are transmitting only two sidebands, double sidebands. The main disadvantage of this modulation scheme is it is a difficulty in the demodulation process. Since we are suppressing the carrier, there is no carrier information at the receiving end, but we will be getting the advantages over the amplitude modulation, such as reduction in the power level. Because the carrier is suppressed, we are transmitting only two sidebands, and hence we require less power compared to AM. If the pace of the generated carrier at the receiving end is not matched, while that at the transmitting end, severe distortion will occur. And hence, to ensure correct phase relation, we are using pilot carrier for transmission of DSBSC for the purpose of saving in the bandwidth, say saving in the power level. So suppressor carrier modulation, we have full carrier, full AM wave. They see the diagram here. This is the full carrier AM wave. When the amplitude of the message signal is increasing, the amplitude of the carrier also increases. When the message amplitude is decreasing, the amplitude of the carrier also decreases. Here, the envelope of the modulated signal contains the message signal. Whereas in suppressed carrier modulation scheme, so we are getting at the zero crossings of the message signal, there are phase transitions. This is the waveform of suppressed carrier modulation scheme. That is a double sideband suppressed carrier. If you observe the time domain signal for it, at the zero crossings of the message, like here, this is the zero crossing, this is the zero crossing, this is also the zero crossing. At the zero crossing of the message signal, the carrier is undergoing phase transition. That means the signal here, it is ended like this. Instead of continuing the signal like this, there is a phase reversal. There is 180 degrees phase shift here. Similarly, here also, The signal is not going like this. There is a phase reversal at the zero crossings of the message signal. So it results in suppressed carrier modulation schemes. So eliminating the carrier results, double sideband suppressed carrier modulation scheme. The waveform is shown here. You can note that there are phase transitions at the zero crossings of the message signal, modulated message signal. So observe the frequency domain representation of the DSBSC. As we have already seen, this is the AM wave in the time domain, and its frequency spectrum is like this. We have carrier frequency, upper sideband frequency, and the lower sideband frequency. This is the time domain signal for the DSBSC. There are phase transitions. There is a phase reversal at the zero crossings of the message. And if you see the frequency spectrum of the DSBSC, the carrier is suppressed. There is no carrier. We have upper sideband and the lower sideband. This is the spectrum of the AM wave, which has carrier signal, upper sideband and lower sideband. When you suppress the carrier, we will be getting only two sidebands in the DSBSC modulated scheme. So the process of generation of DSBS is like this. When message signal is applied to a modulator and the carrier is also applied to a modulator. Here the modulator is nothing but the multiplier. The message signal is multiplied with the carrier signal. We get the DSBSC waveform. So V of t DSBSC is the DSBSC signal, which is nothing but the product of the message signal with the carrier signal. Message signal is a Vm of t and the carrier signal is Vc of t. When message is multiplied with the carrier, we are getting Vm of t into Vc of t, where Vc of t equal to AC cos omega Ct. So when message is multiplied by the carrier, we will be getting the two side bands. When the message is added to the carrier, we will be getting the carrier upper sideband and lower sideband. That is the process of AM. When message is multiplied with the carrier, we are getting upper sideband and the lower sideband. This is the generation of DSBSC. So when message is multiplied by the carrier, see the expression, these two are multiplied. When two signals are multiplied, that is cos omega 1t into cos omega 2t, we are getting 1 by 2 into cos sum plus cos difference. We are getting the sum and difference of frequencies. That is Em by 2 into cos of 2 pi into Fc minus Fmt plus Em by 2 cos of 2 pi into Fc plus Fmt. So you are getting the upper sideband and you are also getting the lower sideband. So let us take this is the modulated signal having the frequency omega m. Carrier is missed here. This portion, right side portion, is the spectrum of the DSBSC. The carrier signal is absent. We have upper sideband whose frequency is omega c plus omega m in the angular frequency, or it is Fc plus Fm in the original signal frequency, and this is the lower sideband omega c minus omega m or Fc minus Fm. This is the lower sideband. It contains the upper sideband as well as lower sideband. Upper sideband is Fc plus Fm and the lower sideband is Fc minus Fm, whose amplitudes are Em by 2. Both the sidebands will have the same amplitude level. So when message is multiplied with the carrier, you are getting the addition and difference of frequencies. The carrier is suppressed. So this is the frequency spectrum of DSBSC signal. The same thing is shown here. No carrier component. It contains the upper sideband. It contains the lower sideband. The upper sideband frequency is omega c plus omega m, and the lower sideband frequency is omega c minus omega m. Here, is there any change in the bandwidth? no change in the bandwidth. It occupies the same transmission bandwidth as that of AM, because the bandwidth is the range of frequencies from upper sideband to the lower sideband. That means it is the difference between the upper sideband frequency and the lower sideband frequency. The upper sideband frequency is Fc plus Fm, and the lower sideband frequency is Fc minus Fm. And hence the bandwidth is equal to Fc plus Fm minus of Fc minus Fm. And hence there is no change in the bandwidth of the signal. Now let us derive the power of the DSBSC signal. Since the carrier is suppressed from AM, the total transmitted power is equal to lower sideband power and the upper sideband power. So DSBSC contains two sidebands. One is the upper sideband and the second one is the lower sideband, and hence the total power is equal to the lower sideband power plus upper sideband power. So lower sideband has voltage level VLSB whole square by R, plus upper sideband PUSB whole square by R, and the voltage level of the lower sideband is MAC by 2 divided by root 2. This we want the RMS value. So MAC by 2 root 2 whole square by R is the power of the lower sideband. The amplitude of the upper sideband is also same as amplitude of lower sideband, and hence it is equal to MAC by 2 root 2 whole square by R. So we are getting the value m square AC square by 8R plus m square AC square by 8R. This is the power of the upper lower sideband plus this is the power of the upper sideband, and it is equal to m square AC square by 4R, and we have carrier power is equal to AC square by 2R, and hence when you substitute carrier power AC square by 2R equal to PC, we are getting m square by 2 into AC square by 2R, which is nothing but m square into PC by 2, and hence the total power of the DSBSC signal is equal to total sideband power PTSB, which is equal to PC into m square by 2. So the total power of the DSBSC modulated scheme is equal to the total sideband power, which is equal to PC into m square by 2. The next variation of the AM is the single sideband modulation. It is also known as SSB modulation. Though amplitude modulated signal possesses one carrier, one upper sideband, and one lower sideband, it is not necessary to transmit all those signals, because carrier does not contain any meaningful information. Message is occupied in either upper sideband or lower sideband. If we transmit only one sideband, there is no problem for the signal message transmission. That is the reason suppression of the carrier results DSBSC waveform. Still, it contains upper sideband and lower sideband. The message is there in the upper sideband, and the message is also available in the lower sideband, and hence it is not necessary to transmit both the sidebands containing the same message signal. If we suppress one sideband and we can transmit only one sideband, that there is no information lost to the message. This results in single sideband modulation. So what is the SSB modulation? It is nothing but the carrier is removed, one sideband is removed. Instead of transmitting two sideband, as in the case of DS-BSC, we are transmitting only one sideband instead of both the sidebands. By removing the carrier, by removing one of the sidebands from AM, we are getting a new modulation scheme known as single sideband modulation scheme. So what is a single sideband modulation scheme? It is nothing but transmission of only one sideband. If we transmit only one sideband, there is no problem of the signal recovery. And hence, SSB is the fastest spreading form of the analog modulation technique. Why we are suppressing one carrier and one sideband? The main reason is its ability to transmit good communication quality signals by using only small amount of power, low relative power. The reason is there is no need of transmitting the carrier power is saved, and there is no need of transmitting one sideband power is saved, and we are transmitting only one sideband. That is why the transmitted power of SSB signal is equal to only one sideband power. The main advantage is much of the saving of the power. And since one sideband is removed, we have only the other sideband, so we require low bandwidth. Bandwidth is also reduced by 2. AM and DS-BSC requires a bandwidth is equal to 2 times the highest signal frequency. Whereas in SSB, we are transmitting only one sideband, and hence it occupies the same transmission bandwidth as that of the message signal bandwidth. It is not equal to 2 times FM, it is just equal to FM only. So much of the saving of the bandwidth, much of the saving of the power. If the power level is saved, what is the advantage? It is easy for us to generate the power easily, and it is very easy for us to transmit that power efficiently through an antenna. Antennas need not be stable. What is the advantage of having low bandwidth? We can have more number of channels. If the bandwidth occupied by a channel is less, we can accommodate more number of channels. That is why we are getting two advantages when we transmit through SSB modulation scheme. One advantage is a low power transmission, low bandwidth, thereby providing more number of signals or more number of channels. In any AM system, before modulation, it has carrier and modulating signal. After modulation, it has the carrier along with the two sidebands, namely upper and the lower sidebands. Each sideband contains the entire signal intelligence. This type of standard AM, that is, it contains carrier with the two sidebands known as double sideband full carrier. The other name for AM is double sideband full carrier. Two sidebands are present, carrier is also present. The AM system or the double sideband full carrier system suffers from higher bandwidth and unnecessary power wastage. And hence, we are making use of these modulation schemes. Therefore, we need not transmit both of the sidebands for recovering information at the receiver. Transmission of only one sideband, either lower sideband or upper sideband, is sufficient to recover the intelligence at the receiving end. This system of transmitting carrier and any one of the sideband in AM is known as single sideband full carrier. Single sideband full carrier means carrier is present, one sideband is present. There is no need of transmitting the carrier even. We can transmit only one sideband. That results SSB modulation. In SSB modulation, we are transmitting only one sideband. Observe here, this is the transmitter, this is the carrier. We are transmitting the carrier and the lower sideband. In AM wave, we are transmitting upper sideband, carrier, and the lower sideband. So upper sideband frequency is higher than the carrier frequency. Carrier will have the frequency FC. Upper sideband will have the carrier frequency FC plus FM. If we transmit FC plus FM and FC, and the lower sideband is FC minus FM. In case of AM modulation, we are transmitting all these three signals, whereas in double sideband suppressed carrier modulation, DSBSC, we are suppressing the carrier, we are transmitting the upper sideband and the lower sideband. So if upper sideband and lower sideband is transmitted while carrier is suppressed from transmitter to receiver, it results double sideband suppressed carrier modulation. If we transmit either upper sideband or the lower sideband, then it results single sideband modulation. It is not necessary to transmit upper sideband. You can also transmit the lower sideband in SSB modulation. If carrier and one of the sidebands are suppressed, it results single sideband modulation. The main advantage of going for a single sideband modulation is that we are transmitting only one sideband. Carrier is suppressed, lower sideband is suppressed. We are transmitting upper sideband. Due to that, there is a greater signal power transmission. Not only that, the bandwidth is reduced, the power, much of the power saving. When the bandwidth is reduced, we can accommodate more number of channels. And hence, SSB is preferred over AM and DSBSC modulation schemes. From the previous diagram, I can observe that upper sideband has more cycles and lower sideband has less cycles than the carrier, because the upper sideband frequency is FC plus FM, carrier frequency is FC, and the lower sideband frequency is FC minus FM. If the carrier and one of the sidebands is removed from the AM immediately after modulation, it would have no harmful effects on the transmission of the intelligence signal. The single sideband transmission reduces both the bandwidth, transmitting power, and improves the reception of the signal by receiving equipment. Because of all these advantages, we are going for SSB modulation scheme, whereby reducing the bandwidth, and hence we can provide more number of channels. The transmitting power is also reduced, so we can transmit much more efficient transmission of the signals by using SSB modulation schemes. DSBSB and SSB are parts of the AM system. These are the variations of AM. Power in SSB. And we saw AM requires a power is equal to carrier power plus upper sideband power plus lower sideband power. If we remove the carrier from the AM wave, we are getting upper sideband and lower sideband. As we see in DSBSC, the total power of the DSBSC signal is equal to upper sideband power plus lower sideband power. Power in the upper sideband is PC into M square by 4. Power in the lower sideband PC into M square by 4. The total power of the DSBSC signal, we derived it as PC into M square by 2. That is equal to PC into M square by 4 plus PC into M square by 4. So if you remove carrier power and one sideband power, then we get SSB modulation scheme. Hence, the total power of the SSB modulation scheme is equal to just one sideband power. So either lower sideband power or upper sideband power. Hence, the total power of the SSB signal is PC into m square by 4. Alright. For 100% modulation, if we take m equal to 1, PC into 1 square by 4, we are getting it as 1 by 4 PC, that is equal to 25% of the carrier power. So the power in each sideband is just equal to 25% of the carrier power. In case of DSBSC, the power is equal to PC into m square by 2. When m is 1, PC into 1 square by 2, that is 50% of the carrier. And hence, there is much of the power saving in SSB modulation. So greater the percentage of modulation, the higher is the sideband power. As the value m increases, m greater than 0 and m less than or equal to 1. When m is increasing, the total power also increases. So that is the reason we need to keep the value of m higher, and at the same time, we have to see that there should not be any over modulation. That over modulation occurs when m is greater than 1, and see that there should not be any over modulation. For that, we always keep the amplitude of the message signal should be less than the amplitude of the carrier signal. So let us take, for example, to understand the concept clearly. So we are seeing the, let us take carrier power of 100 watts and percentage modulation. Modulation index is 100%. Then the total power in the side bands. Power in the side bands is equal to power in the lower side band plus power in the upper side band. Power in the lower side band is equal to PC into m square by 4. 100 into 1 by 4, 25, plus 100 into 1 by 4, 25. 25 plus 25, 50 watts. So the total sideband power is 50 watts. This is the power of the DSBSC signal. The carrier power is 100 watts. For maximum modulation index of 100%, then we are getting the sideband power equal to total sideband power equal to 50 watts. This is the power of the DSPs. In case of AM, we are transmitting the carrier power plus total sideband power. So 100 plus 50. So we are getting 150 watts. From this, we can observe that carrier power is 2/3 of the total power. What is the total power? 150 watts. So what is the carrier power? 2 by 3 into 150. 2 by 3 into 150 is equal to carrier power. Sideband power is 1/3 of the total power. Total power is 150 watts. So total sideband power equal to 1 by 3 into 150, which is equal to 50 watts. And hence, the power of the AM wave in this case is equal to 150 watts. Power in the sidebands is equal to 50 watts. This is the power of the DSBSC signal. The power of the SSB signal is equal to just one sideband power, which is equal to 25 watts. And hence, SSB requires less power compared to AM and DSBSC. So if we transmit only one sideband, either lower sideband or upper sideband from transmitter to receiver, then we will be getting the single sideband modulation. So this is a upper sideband, this is a carrier, and this is the lower sideband. From AM, we are removing the upper sideband, we are removing the carrier, we are transmitting only the lower sideband. Or else you can remove the lower sideband, you can remove the carrier and transmit only upper sideband from transmitter to receiver. That results single sideband modulation. There is no loss to the information, there is no loss to the quality of the message signal, because one sideband is enough to transmit the message signal. sideband contains the message signal, and hence it is easy for us to transmit only one sideband with lower transmission power and lower bandwidth. In this method, the carrier and one of the sidebands are completely eliminated. It does not matter whether the USB or LSB is used. You can transmit either upper sideband or the lower sideband. So only one sideband transmission is enough. However, the carrier must be generated and reinserted at the receiving end to recover the intelligence to its original form during the process of demodulation. The carrier to be recovered from the received sideband. That carrier is used in the synchronous detector in order to demodulate or to get back the original information. Because of the lower sideband and upper sideband contains the same information, there is no reason to transmit both. One sideband can be suppressed and the remaining signal is called single sideband suppressed carrier, single sideband modulation, or else single sideband modulation and carrier substituted modulations are the path of the AM. Sidebands are transmitted to send the intelligence and the carrier for helping the demodulation process. The carrier contains much more power than the sidebands. Hence, a lot of power is wasted at the transmitting end. Hence, we are suppressing it. So, in order to generate SSB modulation, we require message signal applied to SSB modulator, where the carrier is also applied, and we are getting SSB modulated signal as S of t SSB equal to half AC VC M of t cos omega ct plus or minus half VC M cap of t sin omega ct. M cap of t is the Hilbert transform of the message M of t. Here we use the concept of Hilbert transform to cancel out the unwanted sideband. What is an Hilbert transform? It is a wide band 90 degrees phase shifter. Message this SSB modulator requires Hilbert transform. First, the message signal is subjected to Hilbert transform we get the Hilbert transform of the message signal. Hilbert transform is a wide band 90 degrees phase shifter. This minus sign in the middle is used to send the upper sideband. If we use plus sign, we will send the lower sideband. And hence, this expression produces us only one sideband. If minus sign is used, we get FC plus FM. If plus sign is used, we will get FC minus FM by using this mathematical equation. And this is the lower sideband whose frequency is FC plus FM. And this is the upper sideband whose frequency is FC minus FM. Its frequency is higher than the lower sideband frequency. You can transmit either upper sideband or lower sideband for the purpose of transmission to long distance communication. This is FC minus FM frequency, and this term is FC plus FM frequency. You can transmit any one of the sidebands. So if you transmit lower sideband, it results SSB modulation with lower sideband transmission. If you transmit upper sideband, it results SSB modulation with upper sideband transmission. It is desirable to send the upper sideband since its frequency is FC plus FM and it can go up to large distance compared to lower sideband. Practically, we can transmit upper sideband for the purpose of transmission to the large distance. So what we have studied till so far, suppressing the carrier results DSBSC, suppressing the carrier and one of the sidebands results SSB modulation schemes. There are two frequencies. Let us draw the frequency spectrum of SSB. There are two frequency components in the DSBSC. One is FC minus FM, the other one is FC plus FM. If you take the upper sideband frequency FC plus FM, this is the frequency spectrum of SSB. What is the frequency spectrum? It is the amplitude versus frequency. In AM, we have omega C is present, carrier is present. Omega C minus omega M is also present, lower sideband is present. And omega C plus omega M upper sideband is also present in AM. In DSBSC, two sidebands are present, carrier is suppressed, carrier is removed. In SSB modulation, the carrier is removed, lower sideband is removed. We have only one sideband. What is this sideband? It is the upper sideband, omega C plus omega M. So it results only one sideband. So the frequency spectrum of SSB contains only one sideband, either upper sideband or lower sideband. And this is SSB under lower sideband transmit. There is no hard and fast rule that you can transmit upper sideband. You can also transmit the lower sideband while suppressing the carrier and the upper sideband. This is the frequency spectrum of SSB under LSB transmission. Carrier is suppressed, upper sideband is suppressed. We are transmitting only lower sideband frequency, omega C minus omega M or FC minus FM. This term is only transmitted under SSB modulation with lower sideband transmission. You can transmit either this wave or this wave, not both. If you transmit both, it results DSBS. Any one component you can transmit, that results SSB modulation scheme. Now let us see the power of the SSB modulation scheme. As we already see that the AM requires carrier, upper sideband and lower sideband, and its power is equal to PC into 1 plus M square by 2. If we remove the carrier PC, then we get a total power in DSBS equal to PC into M square by 2. And if we remove one sideband from it, we get only one sideband, that is equal to PC into M square by 4. In that way, you can derive the power equation for SSB, or else you can use this expression to derive the power of the SSB. The total power PT equal to either lower sideband power or the upper sideband power. Lower sideband voltage square by R, upper sideband voltage square by R, and the amplitude of lower sideband is MAC by 2 root 2 for RMS, MAC by 2 root 2 whole square by R, and R is the resistance of the antenna to which that SSB signal is connected, which is equal to M square AC square by 8R, and we have M square AC square by 4 into 2R, or M square by 4 into AC square by 2R, and AC square by 2R equal to carrier power. So we get M square by 4 into carrier power. That means PC into M square by 4. So the total power of the SSB signal is equal to either lower sideband power or the upper sideband power. By removing the carrier and one of the sidebands, we get the SSB modulation scheme, and hence the total power of the SSB modulation scheme is equal to one sideband power. So these are the advantages of SSB modulation: bandwidth and power. The two more important parameters for comparing the various modulation schemes are bandwidth and power. The spectrum occupied by SSB signal is 1/2 that of AM as well as DSBSC. This allows more number of channels to occupy the same spectrum. double the number of channels. Bandwidth is reduced by 2, and hence we can provide double the number of channels compared to AM and DSPSC. There is a reduction of bandwidth, one half, thereby producing double the number of channels. Power. All the power of the transmitter can be dedicated to the information bearing part of the signal. That means in AM, we are removing carrier unwanted component. We are removing one of the sidebands. The same information is available in the wanted sideband. So removal of one carrier and one sideband, there is no problem. Transmission of only one sideband is enough. And hence, for the same power, SOP signal can be reliably received at the greater distances. So power level is much of the power saving, and hence it is the most widely used for telephony. So voice communication, telephony, carrier systems. These are the various applications of SSB modulation schemes. So in this topic, we have studied about suppression carrier modulation schemes. Two important parameters of communication system are transmitting power and bandwidth. Hence, saving of power and bandwidth are highly desirable in a communication system. The carrier wave CT is completely independent of the information carrying signal or the baseband signal MFT, which means that the transmission of the carrier wave represents wastage of power. In order to save the power in amplitude modulation, the carrier is suppressed because it does not contain any meaningful information. Carrier does not contain any useful information. That is why we can suppress the carrier. This scheme is called double sideband suppressed carrier modulation scheme, or simply DSBSC modulation scheme. When we suppress the carrier, the total power becomes total sideband power, which is equal to lower sideband power plus upper sideband power. We are getting the power is equal to PC into M square by 2. How much power is saved? The carrier power is saved in this case. So in DSBSC, there is no bandwidth saving. It occupies two sidebands and hence there is no bandwidth saving. DSBSC requires the same transmission bandwidth as that of AM. Only power saving is there. How much power is saved for maximum modulation index? 66.66% of the power is saved for maximum modulation index. Now we also studied about the SSB modulation, amplitude modulation, and double sideband suppressed carrier modulation are wasteful of bandwidth because they both require transmission bandwidth equal to twice the message bandwidth. Because amplitude modulation, DSBSC, requires both the sidebands, and hence the total bandwidth is equal to 2 times the highest frequency component present in the message, and hence it requires more transmission bandwidth. In either case, one half of the bandwidth is occupied by the upper sideband, whereas the other half is occupied by the lower sideband. However, the upper and the lower sidebands are uniquely related to each other by virtue of their symmetry about the carrier frequency. That means, given the amplitude and frequency spectrum of either sideband, we can uniquely determine the other sideband because of symmetry. If upper sideband is given, we can get the lower sideband because of the symmetry. If the lower sideband is given, we can get the upper sideband. This means that insofar as the transmission of the information is concerned, only so one sideband is necessary. If the carrier and other sideband are suppressed at the transmitted, no information is lost. Thus, the communication channel needs only the same bandwidth as that of the message signal bandwidth. When only one sideband is transmitted, the modulation scheme is referred to as single sideband modulation. And hence, the total power in SSB modulation is equal to power in one sideband. So power in one sideband is equal to PC into M square by 4. For maximum modulation index, SSB provides 83.3% of the power saving, whereas DSBSC provides 66.6% of the power saving, whereas SSB modulation provides much of the power saving for maximum modulation index, that is 83.3%. So what are the benefits offered by SSB modulation? The spectrum space occupied by SSB signal is only half that of AM and DSBSC. This greatly conserves the spectrum space and allows more signals to be transmitted. That is the main benefit. The second benefit is that all the power of the carrier and other sidebands can be cancelled out, and therefore a stronger signal is generated by transmitting only one sideband, and hence more reliable the signal is transmitted and received at greater distances. The third benefit is that there is less noise on the signal. If the signal bandwidth is restricted and the received circuits are made with narrow bandwidth, a great amount of noise is filtered out. The next fourth advantage is that there is no less fading in SSB compared to that of AM. What is fading? Fading is the fluctuations in the received signal strength, and there is less fading in SSB modulation scheme. Because of all these advantages of SSB modulation is widely used for telephony, voice communication, landline communication, or carrier telephone systems. So with this knowledge, you must be able to answer the following quiz questions. One, the standard form of AM is abbreviated as double sideband full carrier, DSB-FC. Option B is DSB single carrier. Option C is SSB full carrier. Option D is SSB suppressed carrier. So standard form of AM means it contains two sidebands and carrier. So it is a double sideband full carrier. Option A is the correct choice. The second question is, from a standard AM, if one sideband is removed, it results into single sideband full carrier. We are removing only one sideband. Carrier is present, the other sideband is present. So we call it as SSB full carrier. From AM, if we remove carrier and one sideband, we call it as SSB suppressed carrier, or simply SSB modulation. If only one sideband is removed, we call it as SSB with full carrier. Is the right answer. Next question is, the merit of the SSB system is reduction in bandwidth, reduction in power requirement. C both, D none. The main advantage of SSB is a reduction in bandwidth and also reduction in power. Option C is the correct choice. In SSB, we are transmitting only one sideband. So the bandwidth is equal to half of that of AM and DSBSC. Reduction in power level, because carrier is removed, one sideband is removed. We are transmitting only one sideband, and hence there is a power requirement is greatly reduced. So the main advantages of SSB modulation system compared to AM are reduction in the bandwidth, reduction in power requirement. The power is more in carrier than the sidebands. So we also saw the example, power is more in sidebands. Power of the carrier is PC. Power in the sidebands is equal to PC into M square by 4. Power in LSB is equal to power in USB equal to PC into M square by 4. The maximum value of M is only 1, and hence the power in the carrier is more. In DSBSC system, to ensure correct phase relation between transmitter and receiver, a pilot carrier is introduced. That carrier is introduced to provide correct phase relation. That by making use of that particular carrier, we are making use of demodulation to recover back the original message signal at the distant end. SSB and DSBSC are the parts of which modulation scheme? Are the parts of amplitude modulation schemes. They are the variations of AM. In AM, if you remove one carrier, we get DSBSC. In AM, if you remove carrier and one sideband, we get SSB. So SSB and DSBSC are parts of AM modulation schemes. And these are the possible examination questions you are supposed to answer. What are the variations of AM? Second question, what do you mean by single sideband? Explain about SSB modulation. Explain about DSB modulation. What are the merits of SSB? And you can also solve the questions like sketch the frequency spectrum of SSB system with lower sideband transmission if the carrier frequency is 1200 kilohertz and message signal frequency is 10 kilohertz. In this case, we are transmitting LSB. LSB is equal to FC minus FM. FC is 1200 kilohertz minus FM is 10 kilohertz. 1200 minus 10 is 1190 kilohertz. At 1190 kilohertz, there is a sideband. You can draw the frequency spectrum very easily. Draw the frequency spectrum of DSBSC and SSB modulation schemes. Explain about DSBSC modulation scheme.